Anyway, Senior say he's a coward. He's always a coward. And I got the cure right here. And he suits him and, takes away his sins and stuff. And Peter knew that Doc Knock needed help, so he took him to Anna, who he if anybody might get him to listen or talk or calm him down, it's her. And he wakes up. He remembers everything that bad he does, and he can't believe it. And he can't believe that he was such a coward, and that it must have been the accident. And his Anna's like, calm down. No, I can't. I gotta know. My mind must have been messed with. If it wasn't an accident. Anna's like, it wasn't an accident. If it wasn't an accident, it must have been Mephisto. He must have done this to me. He must have warped my mind. Of course, it makes sense now. He's the one that turned me back to Dr. Octopus after I get my ways. He must pay. I have to make him pay. And I will, as the superior Spider-Man. Wait, no, I can't. I must do this. I will be the superior Spider-Man. And my first act is taking down Mephisto. And don't worry, I know I can't kill him. But I'll do something that will hurt him. I'll undo all those contracts. Then I'll know the truth. The truth that he manipulate me and others. I'll undo it. I'll undo it all. So he finds a way to get to Mephisto's place and looks for those contracts. All of them, not just his. And Mephisto shows up. Oh, you're here to stop me? No, I'm just here to see you. Here's all the contracts right here. All the ones that are active. Some of them have been done and set in stone, and even if you destroyed them, nothing would happen. But these are the ones that altered reality in minds, like yours. It altered your mind, and it has some other surprises in here. You can go ahead and destroy it. But be careful, you might not like what happens. And Dr. Octopus or the Superior Spider-Man, don't try to calm me. And he destroys it. And wham! Spider-Man's married again. Now, you think that's all good and stuff, but remember, Spider-Man revealed his secret identity. Suddenly he was somewhere else. He remembers now. His wife and baby, he made them run away. Everybody he loves and cares about is dying. All of everybody's dying. They're all dead. What's happening? 1 minute they were safe. Now they're all dead. They're all dying. What's going on? Why did I ever reveal my secret identity to the Civil War? Madam Web showed up. It wasn't your fault. Somebody else was just behind that. What? And it's your new enemy. And right now, he's trying to separate you and your wife. He knows now you're married again, and he's after her. But not just her. He's after every other Peter Parker and every other wife. He's upset that his carefully laid plans to separate you two is in danger. He can sense it. He's rewriting history. He's making sure that every person you ever cared about is dying or is dead. But we have to stop him. We have to fight the web. And then you have to need the help of your wife, Mary Jane Watson, and your child. Come. We must fight the web. Anything to undo what's happening. And he got there with his wife and his kids, and he saw a bunch of other Peter Parkers and other Mary Janes and a bunch of other versions And not just him, he saw Miles and some other people that he recognized, like Gwen Stacy, but not the Spider-Gwen, another Gwen Stacy with some kind of web that looks like a Venom version of her, and all of these things. And he's like, these are all versions of you, and all versions of you that are married and have children. Right now, he's using the chance to go after all the versions of you. The web was damaged during Dr. Octopus's fight with Mephisto. You'll learn about that later. For right now, you must prove to the web that Spider-Man can have a normal life and wife and kids. You must fight it. Fight it with all their heart. Fight it. Fight the web, Kane and the web. Prove to them, to everybody in the universe, that Spider-Man can live a normal life with a wife and kids. And they did, and they fought, and they grabbed the web, all of them. And they fixed it, and the world was fixed. Spider-Man never revealed his secret identity during the Civil War. There's a new reality set in stone. Aunt May never died. Mephisto was behind it, but now that they fixed that, she's alive. Other things changed. Instead of unmasking himself, he said he was going to leave America and New York, but he was lying. He rather showed up during the Civil War where Iron Man and Captain America were there, and Iron Man's like, I thought you said you were leaving the country. I lied. I needed to check around, make sure you guys don't end up fighting each other. We're just about to shake hands. And the same thing happened. Captain America, Sokka-san, and then planted the bomb, and Spider-Man got angry and fought Captain America and said, You gave you the chance to end it all. You don't understand, Spider-Man, what he's doing to all the costume people he's arrested. And then all the mayhem happened like last time. Thor, that pretend Thor got angry, people died, and Spider-Man smooched around. He fought Iron Man, finding out that they're in the negative zone, and he joined the things, the Resistance, and basically the same thing happened this time. But this time, after all that, Mary Jane ended up pregnant, and he was worried. He knew that Osborn was in control, but they found a solution. Mary Jane did. She asked for a bunch of sonic devices hidden around the apartment and some web shooters here and there. And if they do get emitted, she has a bunch of ear muffins that she's going to keep carrying around. And every time somebody attacks, she'll just put the ear... Once the baby is born, she's just going to put the ear muffins on it and activate the sonic devices in-house. So even have one sonic device that will go woo, 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 woo. So it'll be like a pepper spray. So it'll be just like bam, bam. Wham, bam. So it carries that device and those ear muffins. So whenever she does have that kid, bam, ear muffins on, bam, Sonics! And it won't just, hurt Venom. It will just distract the villain, whoever it is, from attacking. Harry Osborn still comes back from the dead. And Osborn made sure he forgot that Spider-Man was in Peter Parker because he wants Harry to kill Spider-Man. And Norman Osborn didn't reveal his secret identity because he wanted to unmask him as Norman Osborn, not the Green Goblin. And he wanted to arrest him as Norman Osborn, and then later he wanted to arrest him as the Iron Patriot. So whenever he saw Parker, he knew he couldn't arrest him unless he had amassed him as Spider-Man. And yes, he still infiltrated the place as Venom, and he still tried to unmask him, and he still failed, and Harry still sought him, and all that mess still happened. The Chameleon still kidnapped him, but he never got to... He only did was make up with Mary Jane because he was pregnant at the time, and he didn't want that, and he got Harry to be with his friends, and then the same thing happens. He's still Green Goblin's defeated. Mary Jane eventually has the kid, but he still goes out and sees people, and Parker is desperate for money, so he does try to be that sneezy, take celebrity photos like last time, but a little bit different. So he's been hanging out with that actor, and that some people suspect he was his new lady, but it wasn't. And when Peter took a picture, he gave the same options to the new Bugle and Stars, and he quit, and then he got the new job, and then at that Horizon place, and Spider Island still happens, and he still used that helmet thing, and then he Mary Jane almost did that stuff, and then he used the helmet, and the Lizard still killed his family. Mr. Negative still went after his Aunt May, but they saved her from being that, and it's a lot to keep track of that I have to rewrite. So I'm trying to keep this straight of everything that happened. Dr. Octopus still went after Harry's kid thinking it was Norman, but it wasn't. And then after that, he did try to destroy the world, and he saved it. And then he did do this whole, and John Jameson's wife still died. He still did this whole nobody dies stick, and used all his resources to save people. And let's see, what else? Gotta keep track of. I mean, a lot of stuff happened. And pretty much the same stuff happened. Spider Island and stuff, and then after that, and he stopped Doc using the same method, and then Doc found out his secret identity, swapped minds using the opportunity of the goblins, the hobgoblins gave him, and he saw that Peter had a baby and child, and I'm gonna make sure that he never had sex with her. He got interrupted. Somebody calls them or something, because I don't like the idea. And then let's see. And as Superior Spider-Man, he got everybody in that room along with Mary Jane, and he knew he kissed her, and then he went after them, and then Peter died, but he gave him all his memories, and then, so he promised to protect everybody. And as a Superior Spider-Man, and for a while he wasn't sure if he should try to be with Mary Jane Watson or not. And then Mary Jane was at the club with the kid of all things. She wanted to hang out with her friends, and they were at the club when the vulture attacked. He still saved the day, and then found out there was children, and Peter still been friends with that police officer, and in reality, he became friends with her, not romantic, because he still figured out Peter was Spider-Man through the Spider Island incident and stuff. After, and then he took Vulture down, way down, and he was trying to explain that Mary Jane and his kid was that, but then she knew that's not Peter. After what he heard during the fight, she started to suspect, and then Doc went to Mary Jane and he yelled at her, saying how stupid she was to bring him. And Mary Jane's like, "Who are you? What?" Peter knows that no matter where we go, something always happens. And I always know how to protect our child. I have designed the device. I fought the villains off with bats and things, and he never yelled at me. He always was just worried and stuff, but he never was like this. Who are you? Doesn't matter. Stay away from me and my child. Fine. I'll leave you alone. And he leaves her alone. He's like thinking that she's an insolent child. He doesn't need her anyway. We're over through Mary Jane Spider-Man's, Peter Parker's wife, but not just superior Spider-Man's wife. She doesn't deserve it, but don't worry. I'll watch them over them. Robots. Yes, I'll make a bunch of robots that watches over everybody. No one will escape my watch. No one will get hurt. No one under the watch of the superior Spider-Man. He still starts dating another woman named Anna, and Mary Jane started calling her daughter Anna May as her nickname so that they'll get confused with the other Anna. And Aunt May was kind of upset with Peter trying to go without another woman, and Anna felt upset that not only that Mary Jane's a hotter woman, but I think your Aunt May doesn't like me because of my looks. And at the time, they didn't know that he was the Venom, and he attacked, and she called the Avengers. They stopped him, and he convinced them that he was only acting all this way because of the Venom. And she's like, I know you're lying. You may have fooled the Avengers, but you're not fooling me. And if you're proving wrong, look in my eyes and tell me you love me. I thought you couldn't. Go, whoever you are, just leave. Don't worry, I'll cover for you, because I know. Just Spider-Man needs a secret identity. Just go. And he still started the Peter Parker Industries. He basically did the same things. He was dating Anna, kind of. Some people were upset with him, but he didn't care. He needs new friends, new allies, new stuff, because now he's the new Peter Parker, the superior Spider-Man. But the same thing happened. The Green Goblin showed up. Mary Jane started hanging out with this Spider-Man, not knowing if she should date him or not, because after she saved him, she just wanted a friend that didn't know Peter to talk to about her issues, and that it's sweet that you have the same similar names to him, but I always love Peter, so don't even bother trying to be with me. And then, bam, the goblins attack. And then she's like, don't worry, it's just a game. And she gets out the web shooters and fought him off just like last time. And Peter Parker came back just like last time. And just like last time, Otto saved herself, sacrificed himself. Peter came back, and then he had to explain to Anna, and then they were back together, and he apologized to about everybody, and MJ was backing him up, saying that he was only acting like that because of everything that was happening, because the child, Osborn, Octopus, and that she knew that Peter will always come back because we love each other. And May, please just forgive him. Everybody, please forgive him. We love each other more than everything. And no matter what, we'll always be together. I don't care how many people or how many bad guys show up or even the world ends. Mary Jane Watson and Peter Parker are together. And no, the Spider-Queen still sewed up. He tried his best to resist her, and Mary Jane knew that it was only that after all those years of kissing other people and stuff, she wouldn't mind that he only hugs her and stuff or tries to resist it, because that's all as far as they got in this version. And Anna still knew, and they still did the Spider-Verse thing, and then he came back, and Doc Ock came back and ruined his company, and now everybody hated them. And then he tried to be a newspaper, but someone ruined it too, and he still became friends with Boomerang, and he started hanging out with him and MJ, and then as Spider-Man, he started swinging by and hanging out the apartment with Boomerang, and some people thought that Spider-Man was rooming with Boomerang and stuff, so that's the rumor that went around. So technically, he's still Spider-Man / Peter Parker kinda were roommates in this reality, because they did the same things in this reality, because he started hanging out with Boomerang more, and let's see. Am I missing anything? Yeah, Green Goblin came back again. He was the Carnage, and then he defeated him, and then he lost his memories, and I think I covered everything. Because MJ went to work for Stark, and then she used those sonic things and put on the earmuffs for the child and managed to get away from the Carnage Goblin, and pretty much that's always happens. You just, bam, sonic device, bam, earmuffs, bam, child is safe. But then the new guy comes along, and she starts acting with Mysterio, and started bringing a child to the set, or Aunt May, and she started seeing Peter less. And then the senior eater still sewed up, and basically I think that's it. I think I covered everything. Unless I'm missing something, write in the comments if I missed something. Alright? Because this is the new reality. I just hated the fact that they don't have a kid. I made sure that he kept his secret identity, and he still did all those things with his wife, and everything else still happened. Alright.